And today we talk about the box office. So it's gonna be another very slow week for the box office, with Flight Risk being number one. And again, Hollywood continues to struggle with movies that are not a part of a franchise, as Flight Risk only made $12 million domestically. This is gonna be how it is for the next couple of months, basically, because almost throughout March we're just getting non-franchise movies. Besides that Snow White movie, which is not gonna do too well. February getting Captain America and mostly non-franchise movies, and April mostly read the same thing as well here. So the first movie is Flight Risk, which is a new movie. It came out 2 days ago. Movie's only opening at 12 million. Again, Mark Wahlberg used to be a very popular actor, but again, just like with every other actor, most people don't care about him because they, and at the same time, and the best one is Timothy Chalamet. They're like, Timothy Chalamet is this new actor that everyone so happens to love. Okay, everyone loves Timothy Chalamet. He is the most loved current actor of all time, and no one watches his movies. People don't really watch his movies, and it's the same thing with, the one they keep trying to promote up, Rachel Zegler. They really think that she's this super popular actress when she really is not. Okay, she really is not this super popular actress that everybody supposedly loves. And the same thing with Mark Wahlberg and so many actors. They can't sell a movie that isn't a part of a franchise. You know, and there was almost no interest with movies that are not part of franchise. If Star Wars were released in 2025, it would flop very, very hard at the box office. Okay? It would do very, very poorly at the box office, making almost no money because it's not a part of a franchise, obviously. And yeah. Now let's get to the other movies before we get here of not, Hollywood struggling with this whole idea of non-franchise movies. We have Mufasa, The Lion King, which looks to outgrow Sonic 3 as well. I think with Sonic fans, we do have to accept that Sonic is not the most popular IP. Yes, it did beat Mufasa around the Christmas holiday season, but unfortunately, Disney still has the Disney fanboys. They're actually Disney adults, but there's other Disney fanboys which still all magically come out every time when a new Disney movie comes out. Again, it has been less effective with newer movies, obviously, but unfortunately, you're going to have to see another awful live-action Lion King movie. Thanks, normies. So excited for another one. But yeah, next movie we're going to talk about here is One of Them Days, which actually is performing okay, but again, it's not a part of a franchise, so it's already kind of struggling at the box office. This is a movie that was made 10 to 20 years ago. It was made like $50 to $60 million, domestically at the very least. Especially a critically acclaimed movie like this, okay? But it seems that, people can't. It just seems a continuation of Hollywood and the struggle with non franchise movies continue. And this movie is the absolute symptom of this 100% because, you release all these movies and most people don't see them because they're not part of an ongoing franchise, they're not part of an ongoing series, they're not a sequel, prequel, or reboot, basically, or part of an ongoing franchise. So, yeah, Hollywood continues to struggle 100% as people really don't care. And the next movie at the box office is Sonic 3, which, yes, I think we do have to accept that when it comes to Sonic, Sonic isn't too popular outside the Sonic fans. It is still pretty impressive they managed to get, 20 million people. Because if you divide the ticket sales by the average price, which is 10, at least 22 million tickets have been sold for Sonic 3. So obviously there's been tons of people who did go see the movie, but the problem is with Sonic is that Sonic isn't too popular. That is just a fact. And I, like, is doing, I don't think they have updated international box office for Sonic 3 yet, but again, Sonic still has it's a franchise, so it's, doing pretty well still. It has made $100 million, in profits at this current moment, which again, for Paramount, is probably pretty well. But I don't be too surprised if we don't get any more Sonic movies past 4 or maybe 5. Simply because the fact that Sonic isn't too popular of a character compared to like Mario, who made $1.3 billion on his first movie. And we talk about this every week, basically, about Sonic 3 and Mario. And you compare this to Mario, and Mario made way more money. Of course, this movie's gonna, break into the highest grossing video game movies of all time with ease, because there aren't really many other movies, but it's not gonna become the highest grossing video game movie as well. So yeah, next movie is Moana 2. Yeah, this movie is still making money somehow. As well. Again, the Disney magic is still here. The Disney magic. They always talk about the Disney magic. The movie has made $450 million domestically and has made $1.01 billion globally. It will probably break into the top highest grossing movies of all time. Unfortunately, another Disney movie on that list. Yes, this really proves that Disney needs to be woke up. Okay, Pixar needs to be a separate company. Lucasfilm needs to be a separate company. Marvel, Fox. Okay, but Hollywood. But of course, government won't do anything about that. So, next is Presents, which has made $3.5 million. Almost no one went to go see it. No surprise. So, that's why they put all these huge movies and no one cares. Almost like people don't care about movies that are not about a franchise. So, next is Wolfman, not doing too well. Not too surprising here. It was a terrible movie. And yeah, next movie. A Complete Unknown. I do think the Oscar nominations is going to help this movie a bit. But again, this is not too popular of a movie. Again, of an actor that is supposedly super duper duper popular, that sells movies very easily. That's a super popular actor by all young people, but no one cares about this movie at all. This movie is a failure, box office wise. It's starting to release internationally, but I don't think it's gonna really save this movie at all. So, yeah, not too surprising. A Complete Unknown will continue to say A Complete Unknown. The Anthony's Pantera is not doing too well, which I think Lionsgate does not want to see these numbers. Obviously, this movie is doing far worse than the first Den of Thieves globally as well. And yeah, it's doing far worse than the first Den of Thieves globally. So yeah, this movie is doing very poorly at the box office. And we likely will not see a third Den of Thieves. Next is The Brutalist by A24. This movie has been out for a while, but they are finally giving this movie a wide release. Yes, finally. And no one went to go see it. Yep. I'm so sick of these wide release movies. Like they like think that we gotta get this, we gotta get the high per feeder numbers. Oh, we gotta get the high per feeder numbers. That's what we gotta do. Okay. But it's not really that much of a achievement because no one goes, because there's not many feeders. Like I say, Brave the Dark, yeah, they keep trying to make the next Sound of Freedom, and it's just not gonna happen as well. Most likely this movie's gonna be a flop as well, so yeah. Next is Wicked. This movie is still in theaters. I think this movie might get a small bump because of the Oscars. But again, most people don't care about the Oscars anymore. So, yeah, unfortunately, this movie's not going to make much more money in the theaters. And no, it does not have enough gas in the tank to make $500 million. Sorry, not sorry. Next is Nose to Rifu, which again, this movie is now being kicked out of a lot of theaters, but this movie has made back its money at the very least, which is pretty good for Robert Eggers because he is a pretty talented director. Not gonna lie, that all his movies are usually pretty good. So yeah, this movie has done pretty well at the box office, and also it probably not gonna make $100 million domestically, but it has made 90 million domestically, which is actually a record high for Robert Eggers movie. So you know, next is the secret of the Sacred Fig not doing too well either at the box. This is a foreign movie, obviously. Actually, this movie had a huge per theater increase this week. So yeah. Then we have all these other movies here that no one cares about. So yep. Yeah. Also the movie that let's see. Oh yeah, Den of Thieves lost the most small theaters and Wild Robot. They released Wild Robot in the theaters. I did not know that, but it was re-released back in the theaters for some reason, and it dropped. They lost all of its theaters the next day as well. It didn't really make that much money in the re-release either. Yeah, that's what this video here. Goodbye.